closer you fit to what that stereotype, you like some girls will be they'll just be down, especially black chicks.
I was about to say,
they like that shit, bro.
I think that mostly attracts black chicks.
I don't know what it is, bro, but they like that.
Especially black chicks. They don't like when dude has it.
Yeah, those brothers are lost. They said black chicks.
Yeah, care less how you look, care less where your status at. I can hear it in your voice. Your game ain't done.
There's this sector of black men that swear up and down that they're clean cut. In reality, they're just broke.
You can put some money on it.
Yeah, 10,000.
10,000.
So as you can see, Austin Dunham has been trending on TikTok and Twitter recently. And it just goes to show you that, number one, when people take shit out of context, anything can sound bad. Number two, you have to have the ability to flip a girl's mind. Whether or not you're her type, you have no control over that. But what you can control is how you present yourself, and you can show her a new taste of something she never had. This game here is all about mastering ourselves. So I'm going to be breaking down the original video, giving you guys a few different ways of looking at it, and ultimately giving you guys some games so you guys can optimize your results.
Today we're going to talk about how black men can get more women, because I feel like a lot of this dating advice on YouTube is given from like a general perspective, because it's different for every race, believe it or not. This is a little black pill thing too, I guess.
I live half my life in the city and half my life in the burbs. A lot of the black dudes that I met in the burbs don't have, city tendencies, if you know what I mean. When you're a black guy, you're expected to be a little bit more masculine off rip. They expect you to come with a certain level of swag that a lot of cats who grew up in the burbs don't understand. Even if you're tall sometimes, girls will expect certain traits from you. You're not confident, you're boring as fuck, you have no depth to your character, you're never gonna win with women.
So the first thing you can do is sex appeal. Max, Jack, what is your take on black men increasing their sex appeal?
Sex appeal is really about getting more edge. And what is edge? Basically, whether it's a tattoo, whether it's earrings, jewelry, showing more skin, getting leaner.
I'm not one of those kind of dudes who says, oh, looks don't matter. Nah, looks definitely do matter. One thing about building an edge, it's not something that's just physical. You can rock the gold chain, you can, get a beard, you can lift weights, it doesn't matter. Until you really understand who you are as a man, you build those mental calluses of doing hard shit and really, becoming successful at what you do, you're never going to really define an edge that attracts women. You'll be considered a catfish. You're a catfish from your looks.
Look at the little subtle details. Look at the tattoos. Look at the jewelry. Look at the way they carry themselves. All that stuff, right? So
yeah, I agree, and that's something I've literally done, and you can really kind of quite see right now. Actually,
you're like the master of it, right? I think you got really good sex appeal.
If you guys don't know, we're giving this from a perspective of a little bit of black pill too. It means that looks determine your dating success, or a large portion of your dating success is determined by your genetic looks.
You can't expect to be, some goofy looking dude and then have no mouthpiece and then you're going to succeed with women. You never want to just be one-dimensional as a man. It's best to have multiple things you can rely on, just so that way if anything does fade, like let's say for example, you turn 28 and you start balding or whatever goes on. At that point, you at least have your mouthpiece on point, so you're not going to have to rely on just the straight looks. And a good example of this is Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls has some of the best shorties in the game. He was far from attractive, and he was getting shorties before he even had paper.
Number two, knowing your demographic or the surrounding area you are in. I think that plays a huge part in regards to black men, like knowing your location, your environment, not being in like a predominantly white area if you don't have to be, but like choosing a more diverse area.
That's a fantastic point that Austin Dunham made. Unless you're really out here in the game, you don't understand how much location plays into your success. Going to Washington, D.C. is way easier than going to L.A. Whenever there's a scarcity, then a man gets hired. When it comes to DC, it's like 10 to 1. The girls in DC on U Street are approaching you.
Can I have your number? I'm Victoria. I don't know, I just saw you really cute. So.
Oh, okay. That's it?
Got a couple of chicks, black girls, but it was my location was everything, man. And then when I came to the DMV, that was really when, things kind of started for me, I would say.
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all too. With DC, I feel there's a lot of goddamn nerds. I've been there 3 times in the past 3 months. I feel like each time I go, I'm like, there is no dudes really pushing P out here. And it shows. The shorties here never even seen a dude like me, let alone talk to a dude like me. At least that's how my mindset goes. That's how I choose to think. But I'm so far and few in between these kind of guys that when I go there, I feel like a goddamn superstar.
Now, speaking about thug maxing, what is thug maxing in regards to a black man and his dating life? Like, what does that mean?
So you fit to whatever the celebrity, the current rappers, like I said, Lil Durk, what's the other dude, Quando, Rondo, all those dudes. The closer you fit to what that stereotype, you like some girls will be, they'll just be down, especially black chicks.
I was about to say,
they like that shit, bro.
I think that mostly attracts black chicks.
I don't know what it is, bro, but they like that. They don't like when a dude has it together. I don't
clean cut look.
Yeah, bro, and I don't want to say that because it sounds like I'm trying to bash. I'm not bashing black women, but it just is what it is.
Yeah.
That's been my experience. I attract the most Latinas and white girls. That's what I attract.
Yeah, same. I think because I had that professional, clean-cut R&B type of look, that's why I also mostly attract Hispanic and white women. And you guys be in the comments like, do you not like black women? I'm like, black women don't like me.
Each girl's gonna have her own preference. That's not her responsibility to flip it for you. You need to be able to flip her mind. I don't go into an approach with a black girl thinking like, oh, she must like this kind of black man. My thing is this: I'm not just any average black man. My name's KJ. I'm gonna be me. That's all I'm on. And if she don't like that, I gotta keep it moving. But my thing is this: she ain't never met a dude like me. She'll never meet a dude like me. And so she might have liked thug dudes all before me. But now that she met the Black Ace, that's her type now. It doesn't help you to automatically disqualify yourself before anything pops off. Most girls are not getting approached, let alone approached by a dude like you probably.
In this world, you go where you really want it.
Yeah. Like you said, if you're more of a thug max, you got that sort of thug look to you.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, I think you got to have the personality to match.
Exactly.
Like you can't thug max and be like Urkel.
Exactly.
Archetype. You know
it got to
I
be
mean?
congruent.
Yeah.
It got to be congruent. There's no way around it. If you're not naturally a thug, bro, don't worry. Don't try to be a thug, bro. Just you're better going to passport or just working with what you got here in the U.S.
Now, for sure, I definitely do agree with them on that. You don't want to be acting like something you're not. I feel like women have a sixth sense. They can smell the bullshit coming off you. Now, if you have sides to yourself that you could show, that's a better way of doing it because it is congruent to you still. But the only way for you to understand who you are and understand your sides, you have to master yourself. You have to have those mental conversations with yourself. You got to break down who you are and then roll with that.
Always just be congruent with what your personality is. Never try to fake it just to get boxed.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to be unhappy in the long run.
Now, last point. In business, we say you have to know your customer or your avatar of your customer before you create your product, before you create your offer. So in regards to dating, I feel like as a black man, that's important too. Knowing who you want and what they like.
Facts.
So an example, if you're a black dude who's mostly into black women, understand what they like and try to mold yourself mostly into that. Yeah. Versus if you're a black guy who's more into interracial dating, or maybe you just have a preference of white women or a Hispanic woman, whatever, understand what they like and to a degree try to mold yourself into that too.
As a black guy in America, I'm not gonna cap. You're gonna struggle. Listen, unless you got like good looks, status, and you're like visible. And when I say status, it could be influence. It could be anything, right? I'm not saying rapper and athlete. It could be anything. You're gonna struggle a little bit, bro. If you're clean cut, well-to-do, you're gonna struggle a little bit, man. And you got to just come to terms with that and just accept that you're gonna have to put in a little more work than a white boy, right? Yeah. Or a JBW, whatever, right? And it just is what it is. It's not a bad thing. It's just it makes life more interesting to me,
yeah.
Right? It makes you level up and go harder, right? But it's okay. It doesn't mean it's over. It doesn't mean that you know what I'm saying. Oh, you can't get white girls. You can't get Latinas. You can. It's just a matter of just. It's kind of like a numbers, man. To be honest.
I agree.
So, and looking the best you can.
He did a good job explaining that. You know, with him and Austin, they got taken out of context so bad in that video. However, one thing I feel like they do ignore, though, they don't talk about the game enough. Yes, it's a numbers game, 100%. We're not going to lie. But if you go out and put up 100 shots and you're saying stupid shit, yeah, your numbers going to be horrible.
What?
I know I'm an ugly-looking dude, but I thought you were cute, so...
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you get this in the mouthpiece, you're always going to feel like it's a numbers game that's out to get you. When I talk to a shorty, I'm not talking to her like I'm a friend. I'm not talking to her like, you know, like I'm trying to be something I'm not. One of the easiest ways to have a good mouthpiece is to be genuine. You know what I mean? I don't give girls compliments if I'm not really feeling that way. If shorty doesn't look good, I'm not going to say she looks good. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I also know how to keep a conversation alive by, you know, asking open-ended questions, talking about fun topics, not talking about boring shit, you know, flirting. It's all these things ultimately are going to be impacting into your mouthpiece. And so until you guys learn that, you guys are always going to struggle with a woman.
Put you down just because maybe you're black, maybe she don't like black guys. Yeah. It is what it is, but at the end of the day, you still can win.
Even me, myself, guys, after improving my looks, status, money, all that stuff, I still, here and there, come across instances where I'm just not a girl's preference.
Exactly. It
like,
just is what it is.
She likes white men. She likes Hispanic men. She's not into black dudes. It is what it is.
You should be shooting up where you forget girls. I don't remember half the girls I talked to. I was on TikTok the other day, right? Tell me why it was like, this girl has you in their contacts. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
On my channel too, a lot of the black guys, all the chicks they be with mostly, it'd be like Latinas and white girls too.
Yeah.
So it just shows me that there's a little shift happening somewhere, you know what I mean? So
I think it was a lot harder 10 years ago for black dudes.
And the message of today's video is make sure you guys focus on your mindset, which will convert to your mouthpiece. Ignoring your mouthpiece, which is like essentially one of the biggest things for a dude who's really trying to date women. It's like going fishing and not having a good rod for your bait. You know, once you pull it in, the rod's not going to be good enough to keep it. And essentially, that's how you got to look at the game. Realistically, if you're trying to get a template of how to spit game, just look on fucking TikTok, Riz. You'll see the most goofy guys pulling bad shorties just because they're, number one, approaching, and number two, they're spitting some game. They're confident. They're not acting weird. They're not asking boring shit. They're, you know what I mean? I don't go, you know how I feel about pickup lines, so we're not going to get into that. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well. I post frequent self-improvement content to make sure you guys take action in your life daily. Lastly, make sure you guys holla back at me, and we're going to make this ball roll.